Yeah, welcome back to another edition of Everything Football. And we're going to go into week 11. I actually missed week 10 last week. Just things came up and just wasn't able to do it. I'm going to make this thing real quick because I don't want it to draw because I think that's kind of what I'm doing when it comes to some of this stuff. But let's start off right now. I'm going to start off with the start off actually with the Pittsburgh Tennessee game. Big Ben, 4 touchdowns. I think he did 3 or 4 of them to Antonio Brown. I'm like Pittsburgh, you know Pittsburgh, and then that Shazier playing on defense. He's a baller. He's a true baller. He's getting it in. He stays healthy. That defense gets after you. Seattle in Atlanta last night, like I said, Seattle has now. I know Seattle lost against they lost against Washington. Okay, a couple of weeks ago, and here they are against Atlanta. Now they had Atlanta. I say they even had Washington. I say they are the most penalized team in football. That has cost them at least 2 games. Then that field goal kicker, they need to just go ahead on and put him on waivers or cut him and get rid of him. Period. If they call themselves cutting Freeney, as I just found out, they may as well cut the kicker because he's nothing. He's gunshot since the Minnesota days, and he actually played against Seattle, so he needs to go. Those penalties has cost them games, along with the numerous amount of injuries they have. But the penalties is going to keep costing them. I mean that you can't be penalized like that. Miami, Tampa Bay, please. I'm like Tampa Bay actually won with Fitzpatrick. Miami starting to just wheels are getting ready to start coming off there. Detroit, Chicago, good game. Trubisky's looking good. That running back for Chicago, I like him. He's up and coming. He reminds me of a Natron Means. Trubisky's a good quarterback. I was critical. Not that I was critical of him. I just didn't ever think that he should have went before somebody like Watson, in my opinion. And I mean, that's still going to show improve on that. But but Chicago might be on the up and coming up. You know what I'm saying? But that running back they got over there for them, um, that guy's good. He, like I said, reminds me of Natron Means from back in the day. For those who remember the San Diego Chargers back. Detroit playing good ball. Stafford does doing what he does and stuff like that. The receivers making noise. Jones and and their defense came alive. And like I said, that was Detroit should probably make the playoffs this year, possibly. Jacksonville, Cleveland. Cleveland actually had a chance to actually win this game. They have no blocking up front, and that kid's gonna continue to get clobbered. And they did enough things on defense and whatnot. Even though Fournette still had a good game, broke off some runs and stuff, Cleveland still had a chance to win it. But they're Cleveland. Uh, Baltimore, Green Bay. That was a horrible game. Both quarterbacks didn't play worth anything. Flacco had that 1 touchdown, I believe. Everything else pretty much defense as well as some field goals, and then the last touchdown at the end. Uh, Huntley will start playing decent, but just ran throws. You can't. When I saw that they went down got to the 3 or 4 yard line, and they had a route. It was like it had a route where the guy went on in toward the end zone. The other one was kind of crossing across there. If he would have just pulled and stepped and fired that thing, he had him. Even if he missed him, he still had the other. He still had the other receiver who was kind of like running the out, and he could have got him. But he stayed with the one receiver that was cutting in the inside when he could have got the guy on the outside. And rookie mistakes and stuff like that. I mean, that's like maybe his first, second year. I think maybe he might be a rookie, I believe. I remember him when he played at UCLA. But if they don't make it to the playoffs, it's going to obviously be because they miss Aaron Rodgers big time. Arizona and Houston, Savage playing ball, 31-21. I didn't see that coming. Thought Arizona was going to have enough to do what they do. They didn't. Quarterback throwing ridiculous interceptions and whatnot. So, Arizona's pretty much going to be done. If they had Carson Palmer, it'd be a different story, I would think, but they're done. LA and Minnesota, I actually picked LA to win this game. But Minnesota's ball. Minnesota's playing. I still don't really per se trust. My man is hot right now, but to trust him to take him to the promised land or to do anything deep in the playoffs, I don't see Keenum doing that. But hey, he's balling right now, so we'll see what ends up happening with this particular team. The defense is really good, nasty defense. Held Gurley in check. held Goff in check, held them guys pretty much in check, and then that strip at the on the 1 yard line of the receiver, Cooper Cup, whatever that guy's name is, that was classic, classic. Washington, New Orleans. I actually watched the majority of that game. Very good game. Both offenses came out, or like I said, came out playing. Mark Ingram is playing like he played when he was in Alabama. He's finally showing me that okay, you got Alabama back that's actually making some noise because I haven't really seen a Alabama back do too much of nothing since hell Bobby Humphrey days. We talking about way back in like '89. So playing good. They're playing good on both sides of the ball. They did give up 31 points. However, at the same time, Washington's playing good. And like I said, don't get me wrong. I'm critical of Kirk Cousins a lot, but at the same time, he's a good quarterback. I just said he's not worth 20 some odd $1 million. And when the money's on the table, he throws out in the flat. That ends up being, I think, an intentional grounding. I'm like, when he went back to pass and look, I'm like, dude, there's nobody there. There's nobody there. Then the next couple of times, he gets sacked and he actually fumbles the ball. And I'm like, when the money, I said this again, when the money is on the line, Kirk Cousins does not deliver. Which from the $24 million that he's getting per year, that thing needs to be cut in half if you're going to give him any money. He is not worth that amount of money. He doesn't show up in money moments. He doesn't show up. Kansas City, New York Giants, this should have been a complete obliteration done. Kansas City, just like I thought, Andy Reid, a good coach. To me, not a great coach. The guy and his team are already starting to fall apart, and hasn't got the playoffs yet. And that's just a history of as far as I'm concerned, it's a history of Kansas City, period. Going back to Marty Schottenheimer days of the team going, they'll go 13-3 and then lose the first round. That's what Kansas City does. So Andy Reid, basically same thing. Even though he got to a Super Bowl once upon a time with the Eagles, but right now his team is falling apart, and that team is loaded on offense, and I don't get it. And Alex Smith was playing great ball, so all of a sudden these last few weeks, I don't know what has happened. Kareem Hunt already is not getting the ball. Their defense really is suspect. At the end of the day, I thought they had some top pass rushers with Ford and all them guys and stuff like that. Nothing is going on right now. They lose to a abysmal, a pathetic New York Giants team. Pathetic team, 12-9. So, Kansas City better get together or they're not going to make the playoffs. The Chargers in Buffalo, like I said, I was done with Buffalo. I actually picked the Chargers on this one. I picked the Chargers because I'm not picking with Buffalo. And Buffalo, they start some guy named Peterman, a rookie quarterback. Tyrod Taylor. This team was just a few weeks ago was 5-2 with Tyrod Taylor at quarterback. That coach makes he makes this statement to put this quarterback in, put Tyrod Taylor on the bench for this guy to come in and throw 5 picks in 2 quarters. And because ridiculous. I don't know what kind of coaching this guy got going on. I don't know what Tyrod Taylor didn't have a good game. That's no cause to bench him. And like I said earlier, and then I also heard something Nick Wright said, black quarterbacks do not have the a long rope, and just pardon me for even using that, but have that long, like I said, don't have a long of a leash. A white quarterback will be able to sit up there and stay in longer with that man. There's no way they allow him to throw five picks, and still be letting him to throw 3 picks. The kid threw 5 picks. And they benched Tyrod Taylor based upon something that happened last week and put this kid in, and this kid was horrendous. But like I said, black quarterback, the leash is not long at all. You get thrown, you get pulled out like that, and they need to fix that. And they need to realize black quarterbacks are here to stay. They are taking over the NFL, like it or not. Because you want to do a threat quarterback, fine. Don't sit up there and tell me a backhanded comment. Well, the quarterback, guy coming out, well, he can play wide receiver. He's a great athlete. Backhanded comment. You trying to still say he can't play quarterback. NFL is still trying to say that garbage. But, it is what it is. That's why that shit backfired on them. Denver, Cincinnati, 2 dismal teams. Denver's done. Denver's defense, the no-fly zone, they're done. that whole they're just gonna have to revamp. They got some talent on that team, but right now to their quarterback situation, and their quarterback was playing good ball. All of a sudden, the picks and their defense not being able to make a stop when they need to make a stop. New England and Oakland, please. I still, like I said, I still don't think New England's gonna make it all the way, but New England's gonna always be at. They're gonna either be at the AFC Championship game or they're gonna be at the conference game. They're gonna be there. They're gonna win that. They're gonna win that pathetic AFC East. They're gonna win that as like they do every year. They're gonna get a bye. They're gonna beat whoever is there to play in the divisional round, and then they're gonna sit up there and go to the AFC Championship game. That's what they do. So anybody who's gonna step up and get them is gonna have to be. It's gonna either be an AFC Championship game, or possibly the divisional round. But they're gonna be at the end. So with them going 2-2, it's the AFC, and AFC is weaker than they have been in a long time. So like I said, I still got Pitt being the best team all around team that can do it all because Oakland is garbage. Oakland has completely fell into the press clippings and they haven't done anything. They haven't showed me shit whatsoever. They haven't done anything. They gave all that money to Carr and they still haven't done anything. And they didn't even show up in Mexico the other day. They didn't even worth talking about. Dallas and Philly, watched the half of that. Already knew what was going on. It was 7-9 when I went to bed. I wake up and it's 37-9. Right then and there. Again, this goes back to Jerry Jones. This goes back to it goes back to Ezekiel Elliott. Goes back to Ezekiel Elliott. Ezekiel Elliott should have took the 6-game suspension, not listen to Jerry Jones, because I know that's who he listened to. Listening to him, and then they played it just like they figured they was going to play it. If the kid would have took his 6, he'd have been done 2 or 3 weeks ago, and they could have still basically went maybe 3-4, maybe something like that, 3-3, 3-4, and then get him for this haul of trying to get playoff placement. Now you don't have him. The offensive line, in my opinion, has never been that great pass blockers. They're dynamic run blockers. It's a difference between pass blocking, obviously, and run blocking. So therefore, that's why in the play action you have Dak. You have Dak there with the play action with Ezekiel Elliott there. It freezes the team, and you can just throw it over the top 15, 20, 25 yards. That's that. But to get Dak back there to think you're going to throw him 30 times a game, that offensive line is not that dynamic to be pass blockers for 30 for 45 dropbacks. And it's not going to happen. And Dak does not, as big as Dak is, he does not have a big arm. He had Dez Bryant actually wide open on the play, and he underthrew him. That's when the interception came up. And one of the few times he does get behind somebody, it's like he can't throw that far. He does not have the arm like a Tony Romo had. He does not have a big arm. Everything with him is intermediate. It's in the 15, 20, 25 yard range. It's nothing 45 and 50 where he throws that ball. And Dallas can still make a run, but they better do it, and they better do it against San Diego coming up and whatnot. So that's my recap. Check me out, Everything Football 62. Subscribe to the page. Subscribe to the page on YouTube. Also, you can go check me out on Twitter as well. All right. Y'all have a good one. We talk to you later.